Hi, and welcome to Teachnology's Video Tips for Teachers. This week we're asking you in our poll, does today's society place less value on spelling skills? Which goes right along with our theme, which is spelling. If you're teaching K through 12 or you're a homeschooler or a parent, we have tons of resources available for you for free, including lesson plans, worksheets, even some crafts on our site, so please check that out. If you're a member, you're going to find some wonderful stuff this week. The first thing we have available for you is the monthly helpers for August. What you'll find in the monthly helpers for August is a page per day in August of all types of activities. You'll love it. Second thing we're featuring this week for members is the spelling worksheet maker. It basically takes any words you want, makes instant spelling sheets for you so you can reinforce your new words at all times very quickly, very easily. If you're not a member, please consider becoming a member. We have tons of resources available for you, and you definitely won't regret it. This week's teaching tip is 7 ways to reinforce spelling in your classroom. The first tip, is pretty common, is to post the words in your classroom. Not only post them nice and big so the students can see them, but also add the phonetics to help them sound it out. It's very helpful. Tip number 2 is to have the students say, spell, write, and draw the word. It's a simple way to help them get over that hump of learning that new word. Tip number 3 is to have the students practice writing the words or words in a creative writing passage that basically lets them be a little bit free with the word and use it. If they write it in a similar way, it may help them mnemonically remember the word. Tip number 4 is when you present a word, present it in chunks to the students. Example for the word together. When you show them the word together, present it as to, get, her. Another word, the word internet. Internet. You can't do that with all words, but for a lot of words it'll help them remember how to spell it and also how to sound it out. So that's a good little tip for you. Tip number 5 is to have the students create a spelling journal. A spelling journal is simple. You have the students write down the words that they don't know or that they, in some way, shape, and form, constantly have trouble with. And that way they're basically carrying around their own personal dictionary. It's a great little thing. If you do it in your class, that's great. If you can get other teachers involved, so everywhere that they go, they have this journal with them, it will definitely benefit the students. Tip number 6 is to let the parents know what words the students are learning at the time. That way we can reinforce it at home. You can do this through a simple newsletter. You can also do it through a simple email if you have a chain with your parents. It's a great way to communicate with your parents back and forth in an easy manner for you. Tip number 7 is to create a rule strategy for students so that they know this is what I do when I can't spell a word. A lot of teachers do it differently. In my room, here's what I do. The first thing you do if you cannot spell a word is sound it out. Okay? If you can't sound it out, look it up. If you can't look it up, look around the room. Maybe I posted it, like tip number 1. If you cannot find it in the room, the next thing you do is you ask a friend. If the friend doesn't know, then you ask me, the teacher, and I'll help you through it. Okay? There's a nice little strategy. You can create it in many ways. I've seen it done tons of ways. That's one that works for me. Choose what works for you. Have a great week, and we're glad you could join us here on Teachnology's Video Tips for Teachers.